Nina earns $88,000 a year.
I am RichLife. This channel tells the stories behind your money, not just the numbers, but why you feel the way you feel about them.
Today, we are talking about the biggest money paradox in America right now. The savings rate is collapsing. Retirement balances are at record highs. How can both be true?
Nina contributes 9% to her 401k. Her employer matches another 4%. That is 13% of her income going into retirement every paycheck.
By every piece of data Fidelity and Vanguard publish, she is doing well. She does not feel well. She feels like she is falling behind.
The U.S. personal savings rate just hit 2.6%. That is the lowest number in 65 years of economic data. Heather Long, chief economist at Navy Federal Credit Union, saw the number and thought it was a typo. It is so low.
500% means Americans are spending 97.4 cents of every dollar they earn.
Nina heard that number and felt it in her stomach because she is not saving either.
But here is what the headlines do not tell you. The savings rate does not include your 401k, it does not include your IRA, it does not include your employer match. It only counts money sitting in checking and savings accounts after taxes. That 13% Nina puts away every month does not show up in the 2.6%.
Retirement savings are at record highs. Participation rates are at record highs. Overall balances are at record highs.
20 years ago, only 1 in 3 employees participated in workplace retirement plans. Today, participation is around 85%. That is not an accident. That is automatic enrollment. Behavioral economics translated into policy. The modern 401k is recession resistant. It keeps working even when people are stressed, even when they are scared, even when they do not believe they are saving enough. And yet, 60% of Americans worry they will not have enough to retire. People with $500,000 saved worry. People with $1 million saved worry.
If that anxiety sounds familiar, hit subscribe. Every week, we unpack the stories behind your money, so you can stop worrying and start understanding.
Anxiety does not have a finish line.
Nina checks her 401k balance, $62,000. She is 34. By every projection, she is on track. She does not believe a single one of those projections.
The numbers say she is building wealth. Her brain says she is one emergency away from disaster.
This is the savings paradox. The objective data is improving. The subjective feeling is getting worse.
Why? Because two different things are happening in the same economy, and most people only feel one of them.
Consumer spending is up. Disposable income is down in real terms. Prices are high. The squeeze is real. People are plugging the gap with savings, and some are plugging it with debt. Credit card balances just hit $1.28 trillion.
By 70% of Americans expect to rely on credit cards or buy now, pay later this month. 35% of households earning over $100,000.
This is not a spending problem. This is a cost of living problem wearing a credit card mask.
Nina's rent went up $200 last year. Her grocery bill went up $80 a month. Her car insurance renewal came in $45 higher. She did not buy anything extra. She just stayed in the same place. And staying in the same place cost her $325 more every month. $3,900 a year. Vanished. So, she did what millions of people did. She reduced her cash savings. Her emergency fund went from $5,200 to $3,100.
She did not stop investing. Her 401k kept growing, but her buffer kept shrinking, and her anxiety kept rising. An emergency fund is not just money. It is permission to feel safe. When it erodes, even a little, the fear creeps in.
Fidelity Q1 2026 data shows 19.2% of workers now have an outstanding 401k loan, up from 18.8% a year ago.
Tapping your retirement is the most expensive way to solve a cash problem. But when your buffer is thin, it starts to look like the only option.
Nina has not touched her 401k. She is proud of that, but she thinks about it every month.
Here is the part nobody tells you. You need 2 savings numbers, not 1. 2. Number 1. Your retirement contribution rate. What percentage of your gross income is going into long-term investments? That is the number that builds wealth. Number 2. Your liquid savings rate. How much is building up in cash you can access today? That is the number that builds safety.
They measure completely different things. Confusing them is what creates the anxiety.
Nina was comparing her liquid savings to her retirement projections. Of course she felt behind. She was measuring a glass of water against an ocean.
The fix is not earning more. The fix is seeing both numbers separately and understanding what each one is for.
Step 1. Do not touch the 401k contribution. Do not reduce it to cover daily expenses. Compounding is too powerful to interrupt. The employer match is too valuable to lose.
Step 2. Protect your cash cushion with a gradual increase. Not 3% to 6% overnight. That never sticks. Try 0.5% over 6 months. On an $88,000 salary, that is about $37 more per month. Barely noticeable. But over 2 or 3 years, your buffer rebuilds without pain. Small increases are boring, but boring works. Automatic escalation built the modern 401k. The same principle works for cash savings.
Step 3. Know your 2 rates every month, not once a year.
Nina started tracking both numbers in a simple note on her phone. Retirement contribution rate, 13%. Liquid savings rate, 2%.
Seeing the 2% hurt. But it also made sense. Her anxiety was not irrational. Her liquid savings were genuinely thin.
She increased her automatic savings transfer by $50 a month. The 401k stayed untouched. The cash cushion started growing again.
3 months later, her liquid savings were at 3.5%. The number was still small, but the direction had flipped, and the fear started to quiet.
The goal of financial literacy is not to understand every product. It is to understand yourself well enough to know what number makes you feel safe.
Nina still earns $88,000. She still feels the squeeze. Inflation is real. Prices are high. Things are genuinely hard.
But she no longer confuses her 2 savings numbers. She no longer looks at her 401k and wonders why she still feels broke.
The savings rate hit 2.6%. That is a real number. That is a real warning. But your story is bigger than one statistic. You are not your savings rate. You are the decisions you make after you see it. If this story hit close to home, subscribe to RichLife. We explore the psychology behind every financial number, so you can stop guessing and start knowing. And drop a comment. What is your personal savings rate right now? Not the number you want, the real one. I want to hear where you are.